Ștefan saying Mare University of doing Dualities of Informed Consent. So, Dr. Sandu, welcome.
Hello, and thank you very much to allow me to present my paper in this World Congress. That is an honor for me to be here with you, even in a virtual presentation, and this is a great choice for me. So the paper is called Duality of Informed Consent, a critical examination of formalism and patient autonomy in a Romanian Medical Institution. I'm Antonio Sandu. I'm coming from Romania, from Ștefan Mare University of Suceava, and I'm interested in bioethics, starting from a legal point of view and starting from a sociological and philosophical point of view. Let me show you this presentation. Please announce me if you can see this presentation.
Yes, we can.
Yes. So I will continue, and I will present the presentation starting from two phases of informed consent, the duality of this idea. And I see the informed consent as both a process and a document. As a process, I see it as a deliberative encounter between a physician and the patient, and it's communicative and dialogical and unfolding in time. So that's a relation, and the relation has therapeutical purpose, and in the same time, the informed consent is a form to be signed. It's a regulatory form filed and produced in litigation, is administrative and evidentiary and it's instantaneous. So informed consent is in essence an instrument for protection of human rights in the medical and research context. Why I say that? Because to protect the human right in medical and scientific context, it's important because there are some special context for this, and the special context comes from unbalance between the patient and the physician, and the patient and the researchers in human human life and in human body and mind. So this informed consent is in the essence a human rights instrument in juridical mean. The process and the form derive from the primary function of this function of informed consent, and but those ideas do not constitute this informed consent, and it should be, because for me the most important part of obtaining the informed consent is not the written paper, but is this process to inform the patient, to assure that the decision is free and it's well understand the consequences and all of it. So how is this process? First is a drafting process, reshaping how a consent form must be designed, and should be beyond the thick box. In some Romanian medical institution, and I saw it not only in Romania but in many other country, that is thick box when they say please sign here and here and here, and this is the informed consent, but it's just a paper, and a paper is not a real consent, but is a proof of that consent, and should prove a real one. So it's involve a liability and reshape how courts assess the structure of medical responsibility, but involve also a dignity of the person and restore the patient as a therapeutic agent, not as a passive acceptor. There is two paradigms that I have in my mind. First is I, as a patient, have to comply to the medical advice, or I'm active patient and adhere to the treatment as an active agent of my health, and this is important to be participant in this process, in process of my treatment, of my curation, or something like this. But the informed consent I saw is a constructed institution. And I have three intellectual currents that converge to give informed consent this normative power, and that I saw this as social construct instrument. So I starting from social constructivism of Kenneth Gergen, and this constructionism have in view the capacity to consent is socially negotiated. It's a content shift with the epistemic community. So if I consent here in my town, it could be different from what I have to consent in any other part of the country or of the world, because the interpretative community, not only the relation between a physician and the patient, but all the context, the family, the hospital, the medical assurance system is different, so that could be involved involuntarily and sometimes unknowingly in the process of this institute, of constructing this institution. Of course, I have in mind the idea of Beauchamp and Childress, the principalism and that anchors consent in respect for autonomy as one of the foundation of bioethical principles. But this principle of autonomy also differ from society. Society here in Romania, there is more relational autonomy than rational autonomy, so have more importance the relation with the family, to belongers, and this relational autonomy somehow overcome the strictly rational autonomy. And also I have in mind the Faden and the Beauchamp, that's autonomous authorization. This subject permits a third party to intervene upon their own person. That's the main idea of this paper, that this informed consent is an authorization for the physician to act on me, and this authorization have to respect the human rights, because I accept and I allow the physician to act upon my body, even when I'm sick, when I cannot oppose to this action directly. The patient accepts the removal of an organ, an amputation, even the risk of interoperative death, because without that intervention, the patient lose completely health, and sometimes the risk worth much than the possible benefits of the treatment is considered higher than the risk, and that's the one principle of this informed consent. And so I, as patient, give authority to physician to act upon me, but I give this authority in some specific conditions. So I should be informed. I should have the right to decide on my person, on my body. So in the law we have two kind of the problem. We have a problem of the right of disposition about the body. So I should have the right to dispose about my body. Otherwise, I cannot allow the physician to act on my body. But this act of disposition should not be an alienation, a complete give up of my disposal of the body. So this right of disposition is convergent with the inviolability of the human body. In our national civil code, inviolability of the human body is strictly limited to medical purpose. So if you want to sell the organs, that is prohibited in our country, or pure aesthetic amputation, for instance, is also forbidden. And we have the right of disposition, but not completely, and it's limited by the law. So bodily integrity should remain inalienable. It cannot be ceded, sold, or extinguished. The right itself never leaves the patient's patrimony. So I continue to have my right about my body, my right to disposition, and my property about my body, but that could be for a short time put in the hands of a physician for treatment purpose. So this act to put the health in the doctor's hands could be in two ways: as a contract, or as a unilaterally act in the juridical term. So a contract imposed to exist two patients' consent, and both two part consent, but both parts have to have obligation. But I see that there is two different obligation. The patient have obligation to allow the physician to act as those agree together, but the obligation of the physician are an obligation not to result but to care treatment, the obligation of diligence, not of results, because no physician can assume in any situation that the results would be one favorable to the patient, because accidents or unwanted effects could appear. So I think this act is more like an unilaterally act in juridical case, because it's signed only by the patient, and the patient could waive this. The physician's duty arises from his professional status and from the law, is not a contractual obligation.
4 minutes left.
Yes. And the patients as therapeutical agents, the patient have the right to second opinion, to alternative to propose his idea and to adhere to the treatment. So the patient should be an agent. Why this matter in the case I discuss much cases, but in Romanian law there is situations when in the hospitals we have an act sign here, sign here, and sign here, and that's not an instrument for protection of the human rights as it should be, but it's somehow an instrument to protect the physician right, the physician status, and his own interest in this medical relation. So thank you very much for hearing me, and if you have any questions, I'm prepared to answer all your questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Yes.
Oh, Ștefan, come up here.
Yes. And just introduce.
Yeah, thank you so much for this talk and for being here today. I don't know what time it is there for you, but in listening to your presentation, I was just wondering if you could share a little bit more about some of the barriers to informed consent that you've noticed in modern Romania and cases. And we're in the World Congress of Bioethics, so I'm just trying to gain kind of a worldly perspective. I don't expect you to speak for all of Romania, obviously, but in the context of your presentation, do you mind sharing a little bit? Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes. Of course, there are problems that is not only in Romania, it could be in other countries, the capacity of the patient to understand the situation, the lack of time of physician to fully explain the situation, but specific in Romania, it's very much authority of the physician and the paternalism of physician that are exercised upon patients in most of the situation, and the fact that in many hospitals the nurse are those who put the paper in front of the patient, and could be do this even in the admission in the hospital. Not there are not any consultation before, but they write there that the patient agree with all the physician consider it to be necessary for the patient. So most important situation is excess of paternalism.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Any other questions?
You have any questions?
No, I'm okay. Thank
Okay.
you.